Hello and welcome. You are joining me today inside. I am indoors for once. I am currently in Phoenix, Arizona, and it is like 115 degrees outside, and I'm not going out there. So, luckily, I'm so grateful. My in-laws let me use one of their rooms. Beautiful air conditioning, fan is on. I am a happy camper. So that is how we survive in the desert. Sometimes van life requires not being in a van. So as we were here for a few days, I was lucky enough to be able to record indoors, which again, so grateful for. For today's Power Vinyasa, we are going to be focusing a lot on the hips and the glutes. We're focusing on the openness of the hips. We're focusing on the strength of the glutes. So a big thing to remember is that strong hips can then be open hips. A lot of times when parts of our body are compensating for others, say the glutes are weak, well, I shouldn't say weak. Perhaps the glutes could be stronger, then the hips will have to do more work. If the hips could be stronger, the glutes and other parts of the body, the spine has to do more work. And that's how we oftentimes end up with discomfort. It's because one part of the body is trying to compensate for the other part of the body. So if everything just did its job and we assigned everybody the tasks they need, in theory we would be pain-free, right? But it's not really how it works. So for today, we are focusing a lot on the center section. We'll be building some heat, we'll be moving things around. Always remember to do what feels good in your body. If it does not feel good, simply do not do it. If there's a variation of something that we're nearing, especially because you're in your own practice, take it, enjoy it. I want you to love this practice. I want you to feel and enjoy the practice. So when we are ready, we're gonna get started grounding. I do have a couple blocks here. I don't think that we will be needing them, but you know me, I can always find a place to put a block. So when you are ready, we're gonna get started in a child's pose. Coming down into a tabletop. You then bring the knees out wide, toes come to touch. Inhaling to press that heart forward. Open the hips and the heart first, then guide the tail back towards the glutes. Slow surrender down here. When you feel you have arrived, sigh it out. Do that a few times until you feel present. Wiggle. Rock from side to side, back and forth. We're just getting here. Getting onto our mat, into our bodies, beginning to notice the breath. Maybe as you get here, you decide you want to walk the hands over to one side or the other, helping to open the side body. Maybe the neck and shoulders are a little tight, a little sticky. You can take one ear to the mat or the other. Wherever you are, find grounding here. Find safety, find security, and invite the inhales deeper. Expanding and filling the lungs, remembering that is a muscle too. We want to open that first, helping opening the ribs. See if you can exhale all of your breath entirely by pulling the navel up and in, squeezing out all of the air. That lets the inhales become deeper, fuller, more expansive. With every inhale, guiding yourself into this room, onto your mat, into your body. On every exhale, let that breath blow away anything that is not serving your practice. The to-dos of later, the what-ifs of next week, the should-haves, the could-haves of yesterday. Let the past and the future leave your mind. As every inhale guides you into presence, where you can feel simple things like the temperature of the air surrounding the skin, feeling the expansion and contraction of the lungs, how that moves the ribs and the prana, the energy, the life force. Hearing yourself breathe, come into your Ujjayi breath in and out through the nose, finding that slight constriction in the back of the throat, creating the sound of the ocean. Stimulating the thyroid, the pituitary gland, our third eye, our nervous system, calming it all. Making every inhale the same length as the exhale. Build your rhythm. Build a breath so the body knows what to expect. This way we can't lose the breath. We're never finding the breath. It is consistent. It is what remains. Forever stable. Forever nourishing. And forever releasing. Drop the belly, ground down. A few more breaths here. On the very bottom of your next breath, gently lift the gaze, walk the hands back, come up into a tabletop. Spread the fingers wider than you usually would, hands below shoulders, knees under hips, roll out the ankles. Rolling out the ankles, the toes can be scrunched in, the toes can be spread wide. Find circles with the shoulders, roll through the shoulders at the same time. Staying with your breath, exaggerating these movements, with the shoulders pressing the shoulder blades together, then pulling them apart. Rotating the ankles in each direction. Thank the body. Thank the ability to move. Be grateful for every breath we take. Be grateful for the oxygen that saturates the blood flow. 2 more breaths into these movements. The bottom of that breath, tuck the toes under, bring the back of the hand to the mat, maybe one hand at a time, wiggle through the fingers. Now, it's not about putting a lot of weight onto this, it's just about lengthening the top of that forearm. Switching the wrists the way that they usually are throughout the day. If this feels really good, both hands. But if we take both hands tucked under, make sure we're engaging the core, lifting from the space between the shoulder blades. Neck is long, breath is deep, switch hands whenever feels good. See if you can pull in one finger at a time to touch the palm, making a fist if you can. It's all about the intention. Bringing the palm back to the mat when you're ready, flip the wrist forward, fingertips face the knees. Rock from side to side, back and forth. Walk the hands closer to the knees if this is super intense today. Taking one hand at a time or both, just warm up these wrists. Thank these wrists. Oh my gosh, we have so much to be grateful for with these hands. Imagine if we took the time to thank every single bone in the hands, every single tendon, all the joints, all the ligaments, everything working hard. The systems we don't necessarily always think about, but the cardiovascular system, yes, our blood flow, but what about our lymph system? What about all the other parts of the body, the fascia running through the body? It's a lot to be grateful for here. There's a lot of teamwork to make us live. When you're ready, shake out those wrists, come up onto the knees, sit onto the heels, leave the toes tucked under. Shake those wrists loose, shake out those shoulders. Sitting back onto the heels, if this feels right, if this is too much, you can keep the hips lifted. But stretch out those feet, interlace the fingers behind the back, pull the fists down to the mat. Take one ear to the shoulder, then the other. We're really breaking up a lot of stagnant stuff. We store a lot of stagnant energy in our feet, in our neck, and our shoulders. It's why this is intense. It's why this is not comfortable. Sigh it out when you need. If you find that big buildup of energy, things that just don't feel good, sigh it away. Meeting back in that tabletop, roll out those ankles once again. Scrunch those toes, move them around, then tap the tops of the feet onto the mat. Tap the tops of the feet, stimulate that lymphatic system, get blood moving, get blood flowing, then come back into center. Left toes tuck under. We're going to flex the right foot as we lift the right foot up to the ceiling. Keep the knee bent. Neck is long here. Notice how you've shifted the weight. Squeeze into that glute, flex that right foot, pull the toes towards the shin. You got it. Keeping that foot flexed, inhale, cow. Take the gaze forward, try to touch the heel to the head. It's not going to happen, that's okay. Exhale, cat, round the spine, knee to nose. This time, point the toes when we tuck in. Inhale, flex the foot, heel to the back of the head, cow. Exhale, tuck it in, point the toes round and tuck. Inhale, kick and lift. Exhale, tuck it in. Inhale, kick and lift. Exhale, tuck it in. One more. Inhale, flex that right foot. Exhale, pull it in, point those toes. Return to tabletop. Shift the weight into that left knee. Tuck the right toes under this, or shift the weight into the right knee. Tuck those right toes under. Shake out the wrists if they got sticky. If this is too much for the wrist, make fist with the hands. You got it. Switch it up as and when you need. When you're ready, flex the left foot, lift the left leg up to the ceiling. Like you are stomping onto that ceiling, pull the left toes towards the shin. Neck is long, core is strong. Inhale, cow, pull the back of the heel to the top of the head. Exhale, knee to nose, point those toes. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. You got it. Inhale, cow, flex that left foot. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow, last one. Exhale, cat. Back to neutral. Shift the hips from side to side. Shake out the wrists if they got sticky. That's okay. Again, take the fist to the mat. That's just a bit much. Rock the hips from side to side. We hold a lot of emotions in the hips. We hold a lot of emotions in the glutes. It's okay. So this might make you feel some kind of way. Today's practice, you may feel extra frustrated. You may feel sad, angry, annoyed. There may be a lot of things, but we breathe through it because we have to feel in order to heal. Can't just ignore and push away. Come back to center, fingers spread wide. Finding your core, pulling that navel up and in, pull the shoulder blades apart, neck is long, you got it. Keeping both toes tucked under, we're gonna flex into the right foot, kick it up to the sky, and then bring it out to the side, fire hydrant style. You know what I'm talking about. Flex that foot, right knee is in line with the hips, so we're peeling that open, you got it. Keep it strong, keep that right foot flexed and find circles. Guide that knee all the way around. Every direction you can, as up, as far to the side, as far back. Increasing our motion. Switch directions when you're ready. Core is strong. Don't just dump into the hands and the wrists. We're lifting up out of the body here. Meeting back into center. Whew, shake those hips loose. Let go of the wrists if they got sticky. Don't hold on to the expectation. It's not always about the fruit at the end of it. This is planting the seed. Fingers spread wide, core is strong. Pull the shoulder blades apart. Flex into the left foot, kick it up to the sky. Breathe. Lengthening in the neck, lifting the spine up to the sky. Fire hydrant pose. Bring that left leg out to the side. Now notice, if you're leaning all the way over to your right, we're not trying to lift the side body. Both hands are still planted. Leg is reaching out. Left foot is flexed. Find your circles. Guide it around. Breathing deep. Lifting up out of the body. Switch directions when you're ready. Meeting back in tabletop, shake it out, move it around, shake out those wrists, maybe offer the back of the hand to the mat, just for a few breaths. Shake both wrists loose, shake both arms loose, maybe shimmy the hips, and tuck the toes, sit back onto the heels. Take 2 breaths here. Plant the palms onto the thighs, begin to feel your awareness, your engagement, your heat. Drawing the shoulders down and back, lengthen up from behind the ears. As we plant the hands in front of us, tuck the toes under, down dog, take the tail high. Hands at shoulder distance, fingers are spread wide. We're lifting the tail high here. So trying to think of lifting the tail up to the sky more than we are in a push-up plank position. Bringing the chest a little closer to the shins. Deep bend into the knees, keep the heels lifted off the mat. As that deep bend in the knees allows us to press the chest closer to the feet, guiding the tail higher, trying to get that flat spine. As it feels good, begin to straighten the legs only as much as the hamstrings will allow. Heels guide closer to the mat. Adho Mukha Savasana. Spend a few breaths here. You can paddle it out, bend deep into one knee, straighten the other. You could just shift the weight from side to side. Oh. Feels good just to experiment here. Changing subtle things about the body. Maybe guiding one heel all the way to the mat as you bend the opposite knee. Adjusting, acclimating. Now find your strength. Fingers spread wide, arms are strong, head is heavy, core is lifting to the sky, chest is pressing towards the feet, knees are bent, heels guide down. Breathe. As we come high on the toes, as high as we can, guide the tail a little closer to the ceiling as we tippy-toe the feet all the way up to meet the hands. Feet are at hip distance. If there's any belly present, heel toe the feet out a little wider. That's where I'm at. Bend generously into the knees. Bend deep into the knees, almost like you're going to come into a squat. Inhale to lengthen the neck. Reach the crown forward to the top of the mat. Exhale, ragdoll fold. We're just decompressing. Sigh it away. Be dramatic here. The dramatic breath is what will yield results. This feels like a lot on the body. Bring blocks under the hands. Even bring a chair up close for support. But as it feels good, you can reach for opposite elbows. You can sway from side to side. Always have the option to interlace the fingers behind the back. What is not optional here is breath. Breathe. Every time you exhale, allow that spine to decompress a little bit more. Gravity does the work. One more expansive breath. Get everything you need. Dump out the thoughts of the mind. Let go of expectation of yourself. Allow yourself to just enjoy this practice. You don't have to be one way or another. On the bottom of that exhale, let the inhalation roll you up. Sway from side to side as you slowly come up. Your head comes up last. Move intuitively. Move around the shoulders. Just get the body stacked again. We can find some extra movement in the hips as we start to warm things up. And if the body still feels heavy, stagnant, sticky, stuck, shake out the arms and the legs. Shimmy out the body. Legitimately loosen up. If the mind is tight and rigid, take that physical shake. Grounding down in the feet. Feet could be ball mount to the feet touching. We could be at hip distance apart. Maybe there's a space that feels more comfortable in between. Hands come to heart center. Pull the shoulders down and back. Close the eyes. Ujjayi breath. Setting your intention for practice today. Don't overthink the intention. The first thing that pops into your mind, stick with it, allow it, flow with it. As we bring heat to that intention, set a fire under the intention. Lifting all the toes, fan them out wide, we put up under the feet. Lifting into the kneecaps, slightly squeeze into the glutes. We find what we call our Uddiyana Bandha. This is the core of our core. We make the core dense and tight, and then we act like we're going to tuck it up behind the rib cage so it translates to diaphragmatic lift. We are squeezing, but we are lifting. We are breathing. Shoulders press back and together, guide down the spine, tuck the chin as our Jalandhara Bandha. Reaching up from behind the ears, neck is long, breath stays steady. Let's move on. Release the hands to the side, shine the palms forward, spread the fingers wide, reach the fingertips down to the ground, reaching the crown up taller, legs are strong, core is dense, breath is deep. Inhale, mountain, sweep the arms up and wide. Palms face one another, drop the shoulders down the back. Continue lengthening behind the ears. Keep the core engaged. One more inhale. Exhale, goalpost the arms, shine the palms up to the sky. Take the gaze up to the sky. Exhale, micro back bend. Inhale, hands high. Exhale, forward fold, chin off the chest. Keep the gaze forward as you go all the way down. Fingertips come in line with the toes. Bend deep into the knees. We make ourselves small for this forward fold. Pulling the third eye in towards the navel. Let all the breath out. Inhale, half lift. Ground down into the feet. Act like you're going to pull the legs apart. Press the shins away while pulling the shoulder blades together. Lengthen up in the spine. So that's how we're going to use the glutes for this lift. We're not using the lower back to keep us up here. We're pressing the shins away. Squeeze the glutes. Let them work. Micro bend in those knees. One more inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, mount. Exhale, micro back. Inhale, mount. Exhale, fall. Inhale, half lift, lengthen. Exhale, high plank. Plant the hands, step it back. Fingers spread wide, core is strong. Everything's strong here, just like in mountain. Pull those shoulder blades apart. Lengthen in the neck. Breathe deep. Ujjayi pranayama. Let the body shake if it needs, let it quake if it wants. I always love to say it's the body giggling. It's having a good time. We're here to enjoy it. Press out through the heels, lengthen out through the crown. Breathe. Getting more acquainted with our down dog position. We bend deep into the knees, take the belly to the thigh. Exhale, take the tail high. Let's flow. Inhale, gaze goes forward, high plank. Exhale, belly to thigh, tail goes high. Inhale, gaze forward, high plank. Exhale, belly to thigh, tail goes high. Inhale, gaze forward, high plank. Exhale, belly to thigh, tail goes high. Inhale, high plank. Take the gaze forward, tuck the elbows in, lower down onto the belly. Now once we get here, options for Vinyasa, untuck the toes. You can flip the palms up, inhale for a baby cobra. This is pressing the glute, the hips down forward. Lifting with our center, little to no weight in the hands. Second option, we flip the palms down under the shoulders, tuck the elbows. Feet come together, feet press into the top of the feet press into the mat. Lining up for our up dog. Extend the arms long. Just start here, trust me. As we're here, pull the shoulders down away from the ears. Begin thinking about lifting the body tall. Tops of the feet press harder. Inhale, engage the core. Lift the body. Float the tail high. Downward facing dog. Now if that's a lot for the lower back, come into this tabletop, then take the tail high. You got it. Let's flow. High on the toes, bend the knees, take the gaze forward, step, jump, walk it up. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, micro back bend. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. High on the toes, step, jump, walk it up. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, micro back. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Get to the top. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, micro back. Inhale, hands high. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Stay here with me. We're moving around onto our Samaskarbi. Come back to the breath. Reset it with a sigh. High in the toes, bend the knees, take the gaze forward, step, jump, or walk to the top. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Bring the feet into touch, bend generously into the knees. Squeeze the knees together. Inhale, chair pose. Utkatasana. As we sit deep into the chair, make sure that we can see the toes. Lifting the toes. If we want to challenge, try to tuck the tail. Sit it down a little deeper. Hands come more high than they are forward. So we're not skiing forward, leaning the body forward. We want to sit it back, even weight. Breathe. One more inhale. Try to pull the legs apart. Use these glutes. Exhale, airplane arms, come high on the toes. Now lean it forward like we're skiing. You got it. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. When you're ready, inhale, right leg high. Kick it up to the sky. Use that glute to kick it up. Spread the toes, engage the foot, press the heart down closer to the other foot. One more inhale, kick it high. Exhale, low lunge, plant the foot between the hands. Swing the left foot flat. So those left toes are going to be facing the top left corner of your mat. Right heel is in line with the instep of the left foot. Front knee goes over ankle, take the gaze forward. Oh, find the breath. Always the most important here. When you're ready, lead with the left hand. Inhale, windmill open. Warrior two. Pressing down and out with the feet, we open the hips to the long edge of the mat. Shoulders are stacked with the hips. Do this mindfully. Press the feet down and away. Don't worry about the front knee yet. We'll get there. Reaching, reaching, reaching. Now we're open. Lengthen in the neck. Take the gaze over the right fingertips. Then bring the right knee forward. Turn up the heat. There you go. Breathe. One more inhale. On the exhale, hinge forward from the hips, reach it forward. Tilt over, 12 and 6 with the arms. Extended side angle. Option, we can leave the arms at 12 and 6, keep the right knee over the ankle, or you can extend the left arm, reaching it up overhead. You can take the gaze up under the armpit, or leave the gaze forward. Notice what feels good for your neck. Let all the breath out. Inhale, reverse warrior. Legs stay the same. Left arm tucks behind the small of the back, trying to reach for the front of that right hip. Reaching the right arm up, up, up. Stay forward in the right knee. Then reach it back. So we're not trying to reach back. Front knee wants to stay. We're reaching up and then opening because I want to pull that left shoulder back. Reaching it up. One more inhale here. On the exhale, windmill it down. Frame the front foot. Step it back. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, up dog. Exhale to down dog. Sigh it away if you found sticky stuff. I know I did. Inhale, left leg high. Kick it up. Use that glute. Squeeze the left glute. Kicking up a little higher. Spread those toes or flex that foot. Chin guides a little closer to the right shin. One more inhale. Kick it higher. Exhale, low lunge. Plant the foot between the hands. Swinging the right foot flat. Front right toes reach to the top left corner. Top right corner, excuse me. Left heel in line with the right instep of the foot. Front knee over the ankle. Take the gaze forward. Find your breath. Lead with the right hand. Inhale, windmill open. Now again, hands to the hips. Hips are facing the long edge of the mat. Shoulders are stacked with the hips. Keep the gaze to the long end of your mat. Reach out to the sides. Drop the shoulders down the back. Lengthen in the neck. Gaze goes over the left fingertips. Then guide the left knee forward. There you go. You got it. You feel it. You'll know it in your body. Breathe. Bottom of the next breath. Reach forward. Hinge from the hips. Tilt over. Extended side angle. Again, arms could be at 12 and 6. If it's in your practice, you can reach the right arm up. Stay forward in the left knee. Left knee stays over ankle. Gaze can stay in front of you or go up to the ceiling. Notice what you need. One more full breath. Finish that breath here. Inhale, reverse warrior. Now as you come here, it's okay to straighten the left knee between. Give yourself a break. Right arm reaches back behind us. Then go forward in that left knee. Left arm reaches up, up, up as we pull that right shoulder back. Reach it up, and then lean it back. One more inhale. Reach a little higher, more forward in the knee. Exhale, windmill it down and frame the front foot. Step it back. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Reset the breath. We're going to flow. Ujjayi pranayama. Steady the breath in and out through the nose. High on the toes, bend the knees. Take the knees forward, step, jump, walk it up. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. Utkatasana. Exhale, airplane arms high on those toes. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. High on the toes, bend the knees, take the knees forward, step, jump, walk it up. Inhale, half lift, take it deeper. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose, sit a little lower. Exhale, airplane arms high on those toes. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, keep it strong. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, warrior two, stance a little longer. Exhale, extend inside ankle. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, extended side ankle. Inhale, reverse warrior. Bring it up and back. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Drop down to the knees. Keep the knees hip distance apart. Tuck the toes under. Come to standing on the knees. Find your breath as we draw the shoulders down and back. Place the hands onto the glutes. We're coming into a big heart opener from this, right when we're fresh and warm. Keeping the toes tucked under, heels in line with knees. As we take these hands in these back pockets, we start to press the hips forward, coming in for a camel pose. Pressing into the hips, press the hips forward, keep lifting the chest up. Eventually take the gaze to the ceiling and maybe even behind you. If it's in your practice, you can reach for the heels behind you, continuing to open and lift the heart. Breathe here. Expansive breaths are what do the work. One more full one. Hands back onto the glutes as we slowly rise up. Meeting back in a tabletop, barrel rolls with the spine. Guide the ribs around in circles. Switch directions when you're ready. Start to rearrange that heat. Send the warmth to the parts of the body that need it the most. The heat is what heals. Back to center. Tuck the toes under, take the tail high, down dog. As we come high on the toes, walk the feet halfway up to the center of the mat. Feet at hip distance or comfortable space. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, micro back. Inhale, hands high. Exhale, hands to heart center. As we prepare for some balancing poses. So first we want to find our favorite spot on our mat, adjust our clothes. Fix your hair, remove any distractions. Maybe we're feeling very tense and rigid, like we had to keep up. Let some of that go, shake that off. Kick out the arms, the legs. The key to balance is fluidity. It's about going with the flow, really letting go of that resistance. Be mindful that the ego likes to be extra loud when we are balancing. As the hands come into heart center, just find the breath. Ujjayi pranayama will be our greatest tool. As we even out the breath, I want you to adjust your drishti. This is our focus. Lock your eyes onto one non-moving point in the room. Keep your eyes locked to it. That will be your stable point. As we build our heat, lift all the toes, fan them out wide. Stability begins at the feet. This is called the Parabandha. Lifting into the kneecaps, find that Uddiyana Bandha where the core becomes dense, and we lift it up behind the diaphragm. We're grounding down into the feet as we start to lift up out of the crown, but lengthen it from behind the ears, light tuck to the chin. Reach the hands down to the side, shine the palms forward. You got it. Breathe. Shifting the weight into the left leg, keep both feet flexed. Inhale, one-legged mountain. Bring the right knee with you, hands come high, flex the right foot. You got it. Drop the shoulders down. Reach a little taller with the crown. So we're reaching up, we're grounding down. Trust it. Keep the right foot flexed. So we're gonna make circles with the right leg. Guide it around. Taking these circles as large as you can in every direction. Keep your gaze focused, your drishti locked. Then when you're ready, we're gonna switch directions of these circles. Go the opposite way. You got it. Deep breaths, mindful movements. Imagine how good you are balancing. The body comes back into center. Nice big inhale here. And as you exhale, take the left hand, like you're bringing the hands to heart center, bring the right hand on the inside of the foot. Coming into dancer, zipper the inner thighs together. Whoo! It's all right if you lose it. Come right back to it. Hands in heart, left hand is in heart center. We got this. Realign if you need. Hips are square with shoulders. Engaging, lifting up. Right hand is reaching the inside of the foot. Zipper the inner thighs, square the shoulders back with the hips. We might need extra breath for that. That's okay. And when you're ready, inhale the left arm forward as you kick the right leg back. Kicking and reaching, letting that kick fuel the hinge. You got it. Keep the gaze forward. Keep your gaze locked. So we inhale, slowly come back to center. One-legged Tadasana. You got it. Exhale, let it go. Oh my gosh. Shake it out. Shimmy it away. Move those hips. Feel the heat you might have felt in that left glute. Isn't it nice? Come into center. Feet into center. Hands to heart center. Ujjayi breath. Drishti's locked. Breathe. Lifting all the toes, engage the legs, engage the Uddiyana Bandha. Shoulders pull down and back, lengthen from behind the ears. That means tuck that chin. Shine the palms down and forward. Shift the weight into the right leg. Inhale, one-legged Tadasana. Keep that left foot flexed. Drop the shoulders down the spine. Notice if you're hiking that left hip up. It's going to make things harder. Even level the hips. You got it. Use the hip flexor strength. So we keep that left foot flexed. Draw circles with it. Guide it around. You got it. Bringing it in circles. As far as we can go, keep reaching the hands high. And again, it's okay if you sway, if you move. It's part of the process. When you feel good, switch directions. Guide it the opposite way. Keeping your stability, keeping your drishti, your breath. You're with it. So we come back into center. Inhale, one-legged Tadasana. Exhale, right hand comes into center, right into the breastbone. Left hand grabs for the inside of the left foot. Now we try to square the shoulders with the hips. Give yourself a few breaths. We're not in any rush. Keep that left foot flexed though. Keep the right foot flexed. Keep lifting up tall. When you're ready, micro bend in the right knee. Inhale the right arm forward and high. Exhale, begin to kick it back. Dancer pose, you got it. Reaching, kicking, breathing. The bottom of the next breath. Inhale, guide it up, mindfully, slowly. One-legged Tadasana. Exhale, let it go. Oh my gosh. Shake it out. Shimmy, shake, rearrange. You got it. Shine the palms forward. Feet into center. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, micro back. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Chin off the chest all the way down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, we're going to plant the fingertips. Heel toe the feet out wide. Prepare for our yogi squat. Toes out wider than the heels. My body shape and size requires my heels to be wider than the hips. Do what feels good to you. Inhale, take the gaze forward. Exhale, sit it down. Malasana. Rock from side to side. Not in any rush to get here. Moving, opening, breathing. If those heels are not connecting with the mat, bring a rolled up towel. Bring a block under the heels. Bridge that gap. Give yourself support. So naturally what the body's going to want to do is to round forward, to pull forward. What we want to start to do, shifting the weight towards the heels, opening up the shoulders, elbows to the insides of the knees, palms come together into the breastbone. Breathe. Lengthening up from behind the ears. If you want a little bit more from this, squeeze the glutes, you've got it. One more inhale here. And on the exhale, if you'd like to come into an arm balance or crow, take it. For me, that's going to look like keeping my legs wider, keeping my knees as they are. Because of the length of my arms and the goodies I have in between, I do not bring my knees up to the back of my triceps. I keep them on the outside. It requires a little more squeezing. I'll show you from the side. It's a little easier to explain. But we plant the hands. You may want to be at shoulder distance. Again, my body shape likes a wider stance. Notice what you need. Fingers spread wide, gaze goes forward. As we start to engage our mula bandha, we squeeze the glutes, squeeze the legs, everything goes in. Gaze stays forward, float the feet. You got it. Try lifting one toe at a time. It does not have to be all together. As we get here, maybe we're just trusting the hands, leaning forward, rocking back and forth. The key for this is you will go where your gaze goes. So do not look down, look forward. Even when your face is an inch from the mat, look forward. Lift, breathe. You got it. Take 2 more breaths here and practice in that. Just find the flow. Don't be afraid of it. You got it. And then when you're ready, we plant the hands, jump it back. Downward facing dog. Paddle it through. Inhale, right leg high up to the sky. Exhale, half pigeon. Come to that low lunge. Walk that foot over to the left wrist. Flex hard into that right foot. Surrender the front leg first by bending into the knee. Surrender the left leg long, untuck the toes. Try to square the hips. Pull that right hip back. No, this is just a lot for the body. Bring blankets, pillows, blocks under the right glute. Give yourself something to sit on. As this feels good, inhale to get nice and tall. On the exhale, find your variation of surrender. That may be hands under shoulders. Maybe we bring blocks under the forearms. Maybe we bring forearms down to the mat. But what we're trying to avoid is a heavy rounding in the spine. So if you have to round the spine to get the forearms to the mat, it'd be more beneficial to back off, keep the spine long, heart open, breathing deep. Because if you notice, you have so much more room here for the lungs than we do here when we're scrunched. This really limits the breath. When here, we can get everything we need. If you found that forearm surrender, you can always stack the fists to rest the third eye. You can rest the third eye on a block. Wherever you are, breathe into that glute. We're breathing into that piriformis. Breathing into the hip flexors. This is a great thing to do for the body, especially if you sit often, if you drive a lot. Desk work, this will release your lower back, but it will also release a lot of emotion. So if you get caught up in the feels while you're here, or if it gives you feelings of frustration, anger, annoyance, like you just want to leave, oh my gosh, that's okay. Breathe with it. Breathe into it. Three more grateful breaths here. Be grateful for this connection. Be grateful that you can feel. Remember, feeling is so much more valuable than being numb to it, than being ignorant to it. Love the awareness. The bottom of that final breath, walk the hands back below the shoulders, tuck the left toes under, lift that left leg strong. Inhale to engage the core. Exhale, kick it back. Three-legged dog. This time, peel the right hip open. Try to stack the hips on top of one another. Draw circles with the knees. You pull the heel close to the glute. Moving that around, maybe trying to reach the toes to the top of the head. Open up. Meeting back in down dog. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, half pigeon. We come to that low lunge. Walk the left foot over to the right wrist. Flex hard into that left foot. Bend the knees, we surrender. Keep the right leg straight, untuck those toes. Track the left hip back. So we want to square the hips forward. Pulling that left glute back. It's going to make it spicier. That's okay. Again, if this is a lot, bring support under the left glute. Give yourself something to sit on. It's not a competition of who can endure the most pain. Yoga is not no pain, no gain. It is no pain, all gain. Finding ourselves into center, make plenty of room for the lungs. Inhale to get tall. Exhale as your body desires. But with every breath, use it intentionally. Send it to the glutes. Send that new oxygen into the hips, the lumbar, the sacrum. Be grateful for these feelings, for these emotions. Three more loving breaths. Reminding ourselves that the body does not need to earn our gratitude. The body does not have to be a certain way in order for us to feel grateful for it. Being grateful for the function, being grateful for the existence, being grateful for the teamwork it takes to keep us alive. In the very bottom of that breath, walk the hands back below the shoulders. Tuck the right toes under, lift the right leg strong. Inhale, engage the core. Exhale, kick it back, three-legged dog. Pulling that heel towards the glute. Draw circles with that knee as we peel that left hip open. Bring it around, let the energy flow, maybe even reaching the toes to the top of the head. You got it. And meeting back in down dog, final down dog of today. Gather what you need, leave behind what you don't. So we lower down onto the knees, make our way up towards the top of our mat, shift over onto the sit bones. Planting the feet flat in front of us, hook the hands behind the knees. Inhale to open the heart, lift the chest. Exhale, lower down one vertebrae at a time. Walking the feet up close to the glutes to where the feet or the heels are just about being scraped by the fingertips. Feet in line with those glutes. Let's padabanda the feet. Lift all of the toes. Engage the toes and feet. As we then come into bridge pose, inhale, bridge, lift the hips high. Lifting, squeezing, breathing. You got it. Squeeze those glutes. Use those quads. Pressing into the heels. If it's in your practice, lift the heels. Take it a little higher. If you want more out of this, you could interlace the fingers under the back. Not for me today. Lifting so high, we bring the chest to the chin. Breathe. One more inhale. Lift the hips a little higher. Lower the heels if you took the variation. As we keep the hips lifted, take 2 breaths, but relax the glutes. Hello, quads. One more inhale. On the exhale, lower down one vertebrae at a time. Tailbone last. When the tailbone plants, happy baby. Bring the peace fingers to the big toes or hands to the inside or outside arches of the feet. Rock from side to side or settle into stillness. Now, if you're here and the spine is rounding a lot or the tail is slightly or fully lifted off the mat, guide a strap over the feet. Pull down on it. As we draw the shoulders down and back, head rests heavy. Glue the tailbone to the mat. Few breaths here, however you want to be. Maybe straighten into one leg and then the other. Rock it from side to side. Massage the kidneys. Massage the spine. Sacrum. As we release the feet, give yourself a hug, give yourself a squeeze. Send the left leg long. Left hand on the outside of the right knee. Inhale, right arm long, palm faces down. Exhale to twist. Keep the right shoulder glued to the mat. Inhale to track that right glute down. Pull it down. Exhale to twist a little further. One more full breath. Inhaling the side body long. Exhaling to wring it out. Inhale, knee back into center. Give it a hug, give it a squeeze, and send it long. Guiding the left knee in. Give it a hug, give it some love. Right hand on the outside of the left knee. Inhale, left arm out to a T. Exhale to twist. It's very important we keep that left shoulder glued to the mat. It's not about how far we're twisting, it's about how deep we're breathing. Inhale, pull that left glute down. Exhale to wring it out. As everything comes back into center, both knees come in for a hug and for a squeeze. Roll out the ankles, thank the feet, thank the ankles. As we then plant both feet onto the mat, feet out wide, windshield wiper the knees, cactus the arms. If there's anything else you're craving in today's practice, please feel free to take it now. Listening to your body, what it's craving. And when you are ready, send both legs long, let the arms flop in any direction. Maybe that's reaching for opposite elbows up overhead, just hands overhead, maybe starfish out to all four corners. Hands could stay on the belly to ground. There's no wrong way to be, but come into your final Shavasana. Our final resting pose, come into a place where you can digest this practice with 3 heavy sighs, 2 release to fully cleanse. 2 more. One last one. Inhale as full as you can. Maybe hold it at the top. Sigh it away. As you let go of the breath, let go of the mind, fully surrender the body. As we allow for peace, for stillness, and total release. Gently begin to flood the body with breath. Ballooning the belly, small movement in the fingers, the toes, roll out the wrists and ankles, maybe windshield wiper the knees. Then reaching the arms up overhead like that good morning stretch. Point the toes, arch the back. Roll on to your right side in a supported fetal position. Feeling your breath, feeling your presence. A quote from Cynthia Ocelli. For a seed to achieve its greatest expression, it must come completely undone. The shells crack, its insides come out, and everything changes. To someone who does not understand growth, it looks like complete destruction. Using the strength of your arms to slowly press yourself up to a comfortable seat. Let's share a single breath together to seal our practice, to unify our practice. As the hands come into heart center, exhale all of the breath. Empty the lungs. Together we pull in a slow, deep, mindful inhale all the way to the top. Bring in a little bit more. Maybe one more sip. Then we let it go. Lokasamasta Sukhino Bhavantu. May your entire universe be filled with peace, joy, love, and light. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you feel good because I feel great. Oh man, I just love some power yoga. I love moving. Isn't it great? Isn't moving just the best? Well, thank you so much for coming today. I appreciate you setting this time aside for yourself, setting aside this time to share with me. And a reminder as always, please, please, please drink a lot of water. We got into a lot of sticky stuff today. It is very important we continue flushing that out. And as you have time in the next few days, keep things moving. A little bit of the hip movements, maybe wake up and do some hip circles, any of that kind of stuff. Keep things moving. The motion is the lotion. I will always say it. But I will see you next time, and thank you again for coming. Mwah.